time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
Hi, guys. Good morning. Happy Wednesday, guys. I just wanted to say welcome back. I know I didn't have my Wake Up and Adam morning show this morning. I had some last minute things going on, but we're back with Zach Peter live to recap Real Housewives of New Jersey. And not just that, it's another big announcement, part 5. Now, I told you guys in the live chat to go ahead, smash that like button. Once we get to over 350 people in the room, we will make our next big announcement. But in the meantime, don't forget it is a subscribers only live chat. So if you're not subscribed, get subscribed. And don't forget to hit that notification bell because, well, you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. With that, let's see who's in the room real quick before we bring up Zach. Hi, Adam. Hi, Trish. Hi, Murray. Murray, I hope you're feeling better. Hi, Mike. Hi, Carla, Celia, Annika, Pam, Donna. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Hey, Krista, Marianne Stout. I also wanted to chime in and say that I didn't think I was going to get as many cameo requests as we've gotten, and I have 8 to do after this. So I'm going to be filling all of those cameo requests today. So don't worry, you will get them today. I love you guys, and thanks for supporting an amazing cause. With that, I want to ask you guys, because I did a live poll. In the live poll, it was pretty shady. I said, who are you most concerned about in tonight's altercations? There was over 170 votes. I asked Jennifer Aydin, Melissa Gorga, everyone against Teresa, or Jennifer's new nose. And Jennifer's new nose took the bit. All right, guys, 200 people in the room. What a way to kick off. Let's welcome Zach Peter. Good morning.
Hi. Good morning.
I have to say, Zach, when I go on your podcast, you always have such a long spiel. And it's like getting everyone in the groove with like the music going. And hey, guys, welcome back to Zach and this and this and this. And you do like the hair thing. And I'm like, Zach, that is so long. But I feel like I just gave a monologue.
Yeah, that's how I feel. And well, listen, to be fair, part of that monologue right now is making sure everybody goes to spillingtealive.com to buy tickets to our tour, Adam. So there's usually a good reason for the monologue, but no, it is a lot. And trust me, the YouTube and the podcast people love to drag me when it's too long. So if it's over like a minute and a half, then people are like, it's too long. And so I have to like cut it short. But like, listen, it's foreplay. We love a good quality foreplay.
I love it. I love it. All right, Zach. Well, last night's episode, and we know we're going to make our next announcement at 3:50 in the room. We're only 100 people away at this point. What a way to kick us off. But last night's episode, in my opinion, was absolutely explosive. I was living for it. It actually kept Jason's attention, which it's really hard to keep Jason's attention with a Real Housewives show. If you could rate this from 1 to 10, 10 being the best you could give it for an episode, what would you give it? And guys in the live chat, please also give me the same ratings.
Oh, I think I would give it maybe like an 8.5.
Okay.
Maybe even like an 8.75. Like it was really good. And I love that we had like so many elements to it. You know, we had the Teresa and Louis stuff. We had the Jennifer and Melissa stuff. Like I thought it was all very well rounded. Whereas I feel like most episodes, especially in Housewives, all we get are like the last beef between Dolores and Jackie. We only get like the last 1 minute of the episode, and then it's like a to be continued. Where in this case, we didn't get it to be continued. We got 2 like big fights, and then the overlapping drama before and after that. So my appetite was very satiated.
Okay. It seems like in the live chat, everybody is so excited about it too. And even Jeffrey Beckham said this episode was better than the entire season of OC so far. 9.99999. All right.
I mean, I feel like most other Housewives shows are better than OC.
OC's becoming the new Dallas.
I think OC was always the Dallas, and then Dallas came and like took the heat off of OC, and now OC's back being the Dallas. But like my bar for OC is always super low, so like I'm enjoying this season, but it's like, you know, the bar is never high.
Okay.
For OC.
Okay. Well, getting back to it, you know, we kick off this episode with Jennifer Aydin talking on the phone with Bill, and she's explaining, you know, the fact that Teresa Giudice ended up storming off and leaving. She got into kind of a back and forth with production, telling them to go themselves because she wants to protect Louis. Now, we don't know at this point what's going to happen or if she's going to return, but what we do know is the rest of the cast, they're all getting ready to come over for Jennifer Aydin's barbecue. Let's call it a barbecue. Interesting barbecue. It was more like a shit show, but okay. You know, for Jennifer Aydin, I kind of felt bad for her in this moment because she's getting ready. She's like looking around and thinking, I didn't want to do this at my house. Teresa was the one who offered everyone to come to my house, and now she's nowhere in sight, and I'm not even getting along with these women. I was like, oh, girl, you're in between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, Teresa's starring off like great TV, but also just like you're hosting this party, which I get it because then she shows up late, but she shows up to her own party at Jennifer's house, which was very gracious of Jen to be like, yeah, I'll host this at my place, you know, to kind of take some of the pressure off of you. But it looks like Jennifer did everything for this barbecue, where I thought it was supposed to be Teresa's barbecue, but it's like Jen had all the caterers set up, Jen had the decor, the bar on the counter, which was kind of a fun vibe. Like it was like make your own drinks sort of vibe, which I don't know, I would have expected Jen to be a little more, you know,
classy with it,
but she was like, here's everything, make your own drinks, figure it out. But which is fun, but usually when there's a bar like that, I get effed up because I'm like,
I mean, I like somebody else pouring my drinks too. I remember I went to a friend's wedding and the bartender kept on giving us like these little sample drinks. Like I would say, can I get a Tito soda? And she would pour like this much and then pour the rest soda. And I would say, girl, do you want me to help you out here? Because I'm going to keep coming back to your bar all night. Like, just why don't you double that? And she's like, well, we've been instructed. I'm like, I will tip you. But this, like, just let me pour my own drink. Give me a double. Yeah. Okay. I mean, we've seen housewives in the past before who have had parties and they've even had cash bars, which the other housewives are like, that's a no-no. But at least Melissa Gorga had a bartender, even though Jennifer Aydin did not. And this was last minute. So we'll give her that. We'll give you the grace. All right, guys, 330 in the room, only 20 left until our big announcement. I know, it went up fast. Okay, so the women come in and they're starting to sit down, you know, grab some food. Everybody's getting situated. Dolores and Frank show up. Okay, when they showed up, you know, Bill and Jennifer see that everyone arrived together. Bill is like, I'm not answering that fucking door. And Margaret's like, it's probably because of me. He saw me and he wants to run. And then they finally get outside and they sit down. And Melissa Gorga breaks the ice in a true messy fashion by saying, wow, Jennifer, I never really thought I would be sitting here at your house, especially after everything that happened. And she's like, you know, I've made some comments to you. It is what it is. But I didn't feel like they were that big of a deal. I'm like, girl, you literally called her and her family and both of their businesses, Joe Gorga's business as a contractor and Melissa Gorga's Envy boutique store, crooked. You think that that's not going to piss somebody off? That's like, you can't just go out here and call people crooked.
No, you can't. And Jen, listen, I love Jen because she always stirs the pot. She always brings the heat. But like, she needs to take accountability for the things that she said because she loves, you know, and she said it several times in this episode. I needed to throw a zinger. I wanted to hurt you because you hurt me first, you know? So I think, you know, people like Teresa love to give Jen a pass.
Right.
But, you know,
I mean,
Jen needs to own it, baby. Own it.
Mike said,
I do love Jen, Mike. I do love Jen so much. Like, I go to bat for Jen every season, but now it's Jen's turn to sit in the hot seat. And listen, I'm a fan of the show more than I'm a fan of any particular housewife, and I think it's a great season. So I like seeing Jen on the griller.
Okay. All right. Well, before we continue on, we did promise everybody, and now we're at 400 people in the room. So guys, that's amazing. We have more big announcements, and we told you that every single week we're going to announce something new. We're trying to break up the announcement. So we've announced for Los Angeles that we have Jolene Lunzer, Steve from Faces by Bravo. We have Ryan Bailey, Jeff Epstein. We also announced that we have Sheena and Brock, and we have another big announcement coming for LA. Then we announced in New York that we have DJ Richie Sky and Sarah from Andy's Girls. And I mean, the list goes on and on. We have so many incredible people, plus Margaret Joseph's joining us. And of course, we announced Emily D. Baker, but the announcements are not stopping. They don't stop. Zach?
They don't stop. Well, I mean, did we even tell people that the LA show is completely sold out? Like, that's incredible. That happened between this live and the last live. LA is completely sold out. All VIP, all GA, Nashville VIP sold out twice. New York, I think as of this morning, we had 2 VIP tickets left for New York, Adam. I wonder who's going to score those last 2 VIP tickets for New York. And we put VIP packages on sale twice now that like this is the last of VIP. So if anybody wants to go to VIP in New York, you have 2 spots left.
Exactly. And, you know, I keep on urging everybody because I've gotten so many messages like I can't buy tickets for LA. And guys, if we can make the venues bigger, we absolutely would. If we could shove people in, we would. But we're still in a pandemic and the venues still have, you know, certain certain capacities that we have to kind of abide by. But in the meantime, our next big announcement has something to do with a big question that everyone has been asking. And it is, will we have tour merch? The shirts, the clothes, something to rock this event, this experience, something to take home after this. And the answer to that question is 100% absolutely yes, we will. So guys, I have posted in the description of this video, you can not only grab your tour merch and tickets in the description below, but Zack and I wanted to give you a little bit of a look at, this is going to be our announcement on social media, but I want to actually take you guys through the site really quick. If you haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button. We want to explain the merch to you before and tell you why the designs are different and exactly what we have going on. We'll be brief about this and then we'll get back to the New Jersey recap.
And merch is only on sale for 2 weeks, guys. So you'll want to order it as soon as possible to make sure you have it in time for the shows if you want to rock them for the shows. But it's only on sale for a limited amount of time, only for the next 2 weeks. So you're going to want to stock up ASAP.
ASAP. Okay. So as you go through, you scroll down and you can see we have a regular I Spilled the Tea with Zack and Adam that says LA, Nashville, and New York. And there's no background behind us, but it's us and our silhouettes. And this is for anyone who might not be attending the actual show. But if you're attending a specific location like Los Angeles, you can see this is the front of the shirt and that's the pocket. And then the back of the shirt, you get the palm trees. Same thing over here with the hoodies. And this one represents Los Angeles. And then you scroll down and for Nashville, we have the Nashville one. They all have the same exact identical pocket on the front, but each one, again, is specific to the city. So for Nashville, we decided to go with a guitar, and you can also get it in the same t-shirt and hoodie if you're interested. And then finally, we have New York City, which I love all 3 of these designs, guys. The person who designed this, she also helped me on an animated series that I'm working on. Her name is Nicole Steffs. I will attach her name in the description of this. If you ever need artwork done, she's incredible. But you can see the New York City skyline in the background. The front of the shirt is the same. The back of the shirt represents New York City. And for every city, like where you can see NYC is highlighted in pink. Nashville for this one is highlighted in pink. There's just little fun kind of tidbits for each one of the merch items. And I thought they were really fun, funky, very pop culture-y, and hopefully you guys enjoy them as much as we do. We have ours coming this week, so I can't wait to see who shows up with their merch.
So
definitely
stock up, guys. Yes. So the link is in the description below, or it's available at spillingtealive.com. The link is there as well. It's available on Represent, which we're excited to be partnering with Represent to launch this limited edition merch. But we're telling you, stock up while you can. Be sure to place your orders before they're gone. I mean,
Definitely.
Look at our shows sold out so fast that I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be surprised if merch sold out fast too, but they will be on sale for the next 2 weeks. Yay.
Okay. So Marie said, I bought my tickets. Philly Diva, I have mine. Mike said, I want thongs. We don't have thongs, but you know, I love merchandise. Do you take a Kohl's card? You're going to have to take that up with them. Y'all know I love a good hoodie. Let's see what else you guys are saying about the merch really quick. I will rock them. Hey, we love that. VIP, thank you. We're excited to see you guys. Definitely ordering one. Yay.
Hey.
Let's see. Love the shirts. It's giving me Miami.
Yes.
I love the shirt. No condoms, Coffee Buzz.
That would be fun. Condoms with our faces on them.
No. Okay. I bought my merch. Oh my gosh, Marie, hey. Thanks. Wow, guys. Okay, so go check out the merch. And with that,
which one did you buy?
Yeah.
Let us know in the live chat.
Love the shirts. Perfect. Guys, hopefully you enjoy. We didn't go with the normal company that I use here on YouTube, Bonfire. This company is actually called Represent, and it's a white glove like merch service where the quality, the delivery, the back and forth with customer service, everything is such a better experience. And they want to get the products out to you as fast as they can. So we took a lot of time to figure out which company to go with. We're super excited about Represent, and hopefully you guys love them as much as we do. Buying after this live.
I think we can we'll eventually add them into the live stream so that way you guys can buy them directly from the stream.
Perfect. And I bought my GA ticket for LA. I can't wait. I got my VIP tickets for Nashville. And I just personally want to know, where do you get your black hats? I buy them on Amazon.
Of course you do. Okay. You need a Up and Adam merch cap at this point.
Well, I get weird because
people are asking if the merch is international. Yes, merch is international, so you don't have to be in LA, Nashville, or New York. That's why we have the more generic just tour shirt, so you are able to get them internationally. We love Europe, and we would love to spill the tea with you in Europe.
Yes. Gabrielle. Actually got it. I don't live in the US. No, you can still buy. All right. Well, with that, I say we'll revisit this at the end, but guys, you can go check it out again. I already have it in the description of this video. I'll also post it when I bring up this next topic. While Zach is chiming in on it, I will pin it at the top of the live chat. Don't forget to smash that like button. 400 in the room. We love you guys. And let's continue the conversation. Now, Melissa Gorga, she ends up just getting the conversation going a little bit. And Teresa comes in last minute, and she finally shows up to her party, but she looks like she damn sure doesn't want to be there. And before getting there, she had to let Louis know there are cameras in the car. And I don't know what's going on with Louis. At first, I was in my head like, are there red flags? Are there not? And I even saw some of you guys defending Louis in the live chat. I have to say I'm out on the Louis defense party, guys. I'm getting red flags all the way. There's something about this guy I'm not feeling, and I'm so sorry. I love Teresa. I love Gia. I love the Gorgas. But this man, the way that we'll get to it. Tracy Barber is trying her best to get her full-time position. She looks at Melissa Gorga, and she's like, are we not going to say anything? Are we not going to talk about this? And then Melissa's like, I don't know. Are we going to talk about it? Like, I don't know what's going on. And then you see Jackie Goldschneider take the baton. And once Jen's name is mentioned, she's like, what about Jen? And Melissa's like, you know what? We're not going to say it. No, we're not. Never mind. Just forget about it. And Margaret looks right at Teresa and says, Teresa, we just want to let you know that Jen said that you left in a huff and you got into an argument with production. And I was like, Margaret, we love you. Shady. We need that.
Margaret is carrying the show this season. She spilled the tea on Jennifer. She not spilled the tea, but she brought up the stuff about Louis. Like, here's the thing. When these things are out there and they're circulating on the internet and they're making a big, huff online, you have to address it. And I think Marge knows how to do that. And she pushes the storyline forward. Love her or hate her, she's the reason this season of Jersey is so good. People can be like, oh, well, it's because of Jennifer, or it's because of Teresa. But it's like Jennifer and Teresa wouldn't have anything to react to if Margaret didn't drop the mic. So love her or hate her, Marge is doing God's work on this season of Jersey.
I mean, I even saw... So I'm not going to lie. I saw a screenshot, or not a screenshot, a poll on Twitter where people are like, are you liking Marge or are you not enjoying her this season? And it was only 30% who actually said that they were enjoying her, which I couldn't believe. And it's not just because she's coming to the New York show. I would be completely unbiased regardless, but I couldn't believe that 30% was like, yeah, we enjoy her. And the other 70 was like, no, we want her off the show.
Listen, the housewives that push the storylines forward are always the ones that get so much heat because they're causing drama. And usually, people don't like when you're causing drama with the OGs like Teresa. So I understand why people don't like Marge, but I love her for what she brings to the show. Foshizzle my nizzle.
I agree. Okay, so what did you think about, and guys, I pinned the merch link at the top of the live chat. What did you think about this moment where you can see Teresa, she's responding to, what? I didn't storm out. I didn't say that. I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, Teresa. And even Margaret looked at her like, girl, we all know production has talked to us off camera. We know exactly what's going on and we know what happened. And then you see where she's like, if anybody has something to say to me, why don't you guys just say it? Because if you guys are talking behind my back, we're going to have a much bigger problem as soon as I find out. And then boom, cue Marge. And she ends up coming in saying, you know what? We're all talking about the video. It's not just me. You're blaming me, but everyone here has been talking about it. And she's like, who's everyone? Melissa? Who? And she's like, everyone. And Louis is trying to defend himself when it comes to this video, and Teresa's not letting him talk. This is where we get to the cringeworthy moment that I definitely was not here for.
Yeah, I mean, I think I was annoyed that Teresa was like, everybody's talking behind my back. And it's like, no, nobody's talking behind your back because Margaret brought this up to you at the last barbecue. Like, hey, I think, like, just girlfriend to girlfriend, I think Louis should just address it. That way we get it out there and we can move on from it. And Teresa's like, no, we're not going to address, like, the fact that Teresa doesn't want to talk about it is what's making everybody else talk about it even more. Like, we're 15, 16, 17 years into Housewives. Like, at this point, don't these women know that the more you don't want to talk about it, the more we're all gonna talk about it? And, I just think Teresa should let Louis address it, let him defend himself or not defend himself or lie, and then see where it goes from there. See where the conversation goes from there. But usually if you address things, you can kill it in that one episode. Maybe it'll drag on for one more episode, but you address it and you move on from it.
Listen, and Charlene Underwood said Louis does not owe them any explanation. I agree and I disagree. You decided to get with somebody who's on reality TV. You're signing up to film with her. You're filming all the scenes that are cotton candy, but it doesn't just get to be cotton candy. If you're putting yourself in the line of fire of filming, then it's not all going to be diamonds and rosé, okay? And then there was a moment that was a little cringe for me. One, Louis' explanation of the video, when he did finally explain the video, he lied. He lied about the video and what the video,
straight out lied.
It was a straight up lie. And he said, I was breaking up. I was in a relationship with a woman. And I'm thinking, why do you have to, we know you're straight, right? So why do you have to clarify that it's with a woman? But then, okay, you go on and you're like, it was a breakup video and it was this camp and whatever. The conversation kind of keeps going. And he's like, listen, I'm not intimidated by you on your best day. And
he was very rude to Margaret. Like with some of the side snide remarks that he was making, I thought were a little unnecessary because
Right.
she wasn't trying to grill him. She was giving him the opportunity to be like, look, people are talking about this, address it. Let's, talk about it and move on from it. And he wasn't really leaning into that as much as I think she was giving him the opportunity to do it in a way that wasn't disparaging to him or wasn't critical of him. But like you said, Adam, you're right. When you decide to become a public figure, because it's more than just dating Teresa, who's a public figure, you're appearing on the show.
Right.
And that's, I think, part of what his objective was from the get-go, was to kind of gain some of the fame. I think when he started explaining it, I thought it was good because he was like, look, it's this, retreat that I went on to better myself. It's Warrior in Los Angeles. It's something that happens, a bunch of men come together and we're trying to be vulnerable. And so his whole thing is about vulnerability. And I think this was a really great opportunity for him to channel what he learned at this retreat and be vulnerable about what this actually was. And I think he started to do that. But then, and we see this a lot when people are new to reality TV, they try to control the narrative. And so he wanted to make it look like this was a breakup video from somebody that was toxic in his life. But we saw the video, and I don't think he was expecting the video to be aired on the show, which it was. And it's circulating all over social media, even now more than it was when it first was going around, that it ended up discrediting him by chopping him off at the knees, because he now has no legs to stand on, because we saw that he's clearly lying to us. And when you lie about something that's so blatant in our face, then people start to question, well, what else is not true? What else are you not being honest about? And we continue to go down that rabbit hole. And unfortunately, he loses the audience.
I agree with you. And Donna Turner said, Louis big time lied. Why didn't they call him out? I think that they were, actually nervous about calling
Caught
him
off
out
guard.
further in front of Teresa. And Suga said, damn, Louis can't win. Well, one, you just lied about the video, which doesn't seem like something you should have to lie about. And I agree with Zach. When you lie about one thing, what else are you lying about? And then two, when he was like, Teresa, I have 2 ears, 1 mouth. So shh, you need to listen or I'm going to walk out, Teresa. You need to be quiet or I'm going to walk out. And I was like, no, sir, no.
I mean,
No.
Here's where I will fight back on that a little bit. I think Teresa is so she wasn't allowing him to speak, that the only way he was able to get her to listen was to be a little more firm with her. And I don't think, it's possible that he is very controlling. We don't know him well enough. And from what we've seen, it's not good. And it was a very cringeworthy moment. But I also think Teresa's somebody that kind of needs to be put in her place sometime, in the sense that she loves to dominate. And I think that she wants or is attracted to Lou because he's a partner that knows how to, kind of lay down the law. Whether we like that or not, it was cringy. I didn't love to watch it, but I also think Teresa would have kept going had he not kind of shut her down.
I agree.
She was being annoying. Let's be honest. She was being annoying.
She was being a little annoying. Elaine Hargate said, just got our shirts. Hey, yay. I just got my hoodie. So excited. Yay. Hey. Let's see what else you guys are saying in here in the live chat. That way I don't miss anything. Okay. Is Louis getting this season? No, I don't know what that means. Okay, perfect. I just want to make sure that I wasn't missing anything. So controlling. I kind of agree. Guys, over 520 in the room. Keep smashing that like button. I pinned the link at the top. And if you guys bought merch, just comment in the live chat and just put a capital M, and then I will bring it up. And I would love to just, promote it. Zach, are you frozen? Oh, no, you're not frozen.
No.
Okay. All right. So as this is all going down, finally.
Listen, Adam, that's not ice. It's diamonds.
Okay. I don't need that from you. No, no, but all kidding aside, we love Zach over here and the Zach Pack. So thanks for being here, guys. Jennifer and Melissa start to go at it, and Jennifer calls Joe Gorga a little bitch girl and says that he's getting in women's business, and it sets Melissa off. I want to know who you guys think. Who do you think was in the wrong in this moment? Because Melissa gets up, and I had to rewatch this 3 times this scene. When Melissa gets up and she goes to walk past, she's obviously pissed, but when she's walking past, there's this clear kind of small path in order to get out from where all of the chairs are around each other. And she goes to walk past Jennifer Aiden, and they're communicating back and forth, obviously very aggressively. They're not getting along. And when she's going to walk past, you see where Jen Aiden grabs her hand. And that's where it all sparks, is when she grabbed her hand. She didn't really pull her across the table or anything, but she did grab her hand, and Melissa was like, no, girl, you're not going to put your hands on me. And this is where shit just kind of went left. Who do you think was more in the wrong in this situation, if you had to pick, or you don't have an opinion?
Between Melissa and Jennifer?
Yeah.
I would listen, Melissa did get up and get in Jennifer's face first, that I didn't love that. But at the same time, it's also because I think I saw something on Instagram where somebody was like, why is Melissa getting all upset? She's always getting in Jennifer's face, like she did on their trip. I think it was to Cabo when she got in Jennifer's face. But it's also Jennifer provokes this. Jennifer broke the glass in Cabo, and then Jennifer threw the plate, what was it, last season, and the knife at her to get her attention. So Jen loves to kind of really dance on that line, that I think Jen is more in the wrong usually. In this sense, I think Melissa was the first to kind of get up and get in Jennifer's face. So I think Melissa provoked it, but I don't love that Jen immediately took it to a physical level. But I think later in the episode when Dolores is like, look, if you get in my face, I'm going to hit you. That's very Dolores. But I just think, In the argument overall, I'm not Team Jen. I think I'm more Team Melissa in the argument, but in the physical altercation of it, I think Melissa provoked it more by getting up and getting in Jennifer's face. Maybe her intention wasn't to get physical, but she did get up out of her seat, walk across the deck, and get in her face. I think that's where it was very Candace of her.
Right. Well, I agreed with Dolores in the sense, like, when you get up and you run. First of all, somebody said, Adam, we can tell you're not a fighter. I am not a fighter at all. I don't get into fights. So no, I'm not. But I could imagine you don't ever really know who you're dealing with. And we've seen altercations in the past on Housewives. But when you get in somebody's face and you take it from that verbal kind of back and forth to really getting in somebody's personal space, you really don't know what cloth they're cut from, how they're going to react to that, how, they were raised, how that might trigger their personality, how that could get you in a serious situation. And for Jennifer Aydin, the fact that she was even willing to grab her, I'm thinking, girl, you just got a brand new nose.
I mean, but I'm sure she wouldn't have minded if somebody bumped her nose, because that would have given her an excuse to fix it.
Okay. Jessica Jamer, thank you for the super chat. We appreciate you. Okay. So in that moment, you see where Jackie says, you know what, I'm done with her. And Jennifer Aydin's like, you're done with me too, Jackie? What did I do to you? You're a fake ass friend and this and that. And she's like, you tried digging up shit on my husband. And had you have found something out, then you would have been screaming it from the rooftops, right?
Mm-hmm.
But with Jennifer saying in front of Bill Aydin, calling out Frank, saying, listen, Frank told my husband that he knew who the woman was that was cheating with Evan Goldschneider. I can't help that. Frank's the one who told Bill, and Bill just like beelined it, like, I'm out of this. I was like, oh, when you're willing to bring things up in somebody's face and not just mention it as a rumor behind their back, but you're willing to like sit in it and own it, that is what you heard, that scares me a little bit.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, and I think Jen is very much that. Like, here's the thing. If Jen did find something, which Frank denies that he ever said that, but if Jen did find something, damn well everybody would have heard about it and she would have exposed it. If she didn't expose it during the season, she would have definitely exposed it at the reunion when they were all, fighting with her. But it's, I do feel bad for her in the sense that, I feel bad for Jen in the sense that, like, she doesn't really have, like, it looks like Jackie and Melissa and Margaret jump on Jennifer and they team up on her. But I think it's just because they have each other's backs and they've all been on the receiving end of Jen's verbal attacks, that Teresa and Dolores don't have Jennifer's back as much as the other women have each other's backs, that I think is a little tough to see Jennifer kind of on an island. But you also have to realize, like, she took a motorboat to that island by herself. Like, nobody threw her on the island and isolated her, ostracized her. She did that to herself, and the reason she doesn't have this allegiance from the other women is because of the way that she's attacked all of them.
Well, what are your thoughts about the fact that all of the women, including Dolores, seem to agree that Teresa Giudice at this point is stuck between a rock and a hard place because she expects so much loyalty from her family? And are you going to hang out with Kim D? And are you going to hang out with Caroline Manzo and Jackie Loretta? And are you going to hang out with all these people, or Jacqueline? And she really expects loyalty. Like, it's the family comes first. And Melissa made a point on Watch What Happens Live last night that, Joe and I have severed many friendships and relationships with people because of Teresa. And we feel like we don't get the same, respect back. You see where Dolores is like, she's going to be in between a rock and a hard place. And you even see where Tracy is trying to take this moment to talk to Tiki, her husband, who, by the way, just wanted to finish his one freaking drink. You see where she's like, this is really effed up of Teresa. She should have left that house last night, and she didn't. I kind of felt like it would have been really shitty of Teresa to leave the house, in my opinion. I understand that she should show loyalty because she expects it back, but it would have been like a clear line in the sand had she have left Jennifer Aydin's house, that Jennifer Aydin probably would have been kicked off the show. They probably all would have agreed to stop filming with her. You know what I mean? Like, it's like a Danielle Staub moment. Like, once nobody, or a Brandi Glanville, once nobody wants to film with you and the women are refusing and they're not inviting you to events and they're pushing back against production, it's just a matter of time before you're phased out.
I mean, yes, but at the same time, I think, like Melissa said in the episode last night, she's like, if you want loyalty, you got to give loyalty. And I think she's expected such high levels of loyalty. And she loved to compare like Margaret and Jennifer. She's like, well, you're friends with Margaret, and Margaret's over here attacking Louis. And Margaret, I mean, if anybody wants to correct me, I have not seen Margaret attack Louis at all, other than say, hey, there's this video out there. I think you should address it. Margaret did kind of attack Jennifer by bringing up the affair and exposing that. But I think it was only after there were countless relentless attacks by Jennifer that she was finally like, you know what, if you want to keep poking the bear, then here you go. I'm going to throw your stuff out there too. But in terms of like Teresa and her loyalty, I don't think Teresa has any loyalty to anybody but herself. And that's just the cold, hard truth. She's not loyal to her brother because I think she should have at some point told Jennifer, like, you shouldn't have called my brother names, because anytime she's been called a name, anytime anybody around her has been called a name, she's made a big huff about it. And I don't think she gives loyalty the same way she expects other people to give her loyalty.
And I don't know if you see though, like I was just watching yesterday when I was in between things, they had old reruns from season 5 of Jersey, and you always see Teresa get this like kind of Cheshire cat grin when she sees Melissa or her brother going up against other people in the group. And you see Teresa kind of just sit back like smiling. And I saw the same smile last night when Jennifer Aiden and Melissa were going at it. I see Teresa kind of grin a little bit like, oh, okay, I don't have to go after them because she'll do it. And I'm like, I feel like we're starting to read through a lot of Teresa. Teresa has been messy as hell in the past, and she's done it in such a way where when people call her out, like Kim D, or, that one chick, I forgot the chick that was tweeting with her husband, Chris, and they got called out at the Kim D Posh 2.0 event. She calls these people out and she's like, you're saying I told you to do this? You lying bitch. And like gets in their face. So then you're like, who do I believe? Because she's willing to literally stare at this person in the eyes and say, you are lying on me.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy to me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, okay. All right. So with that, I want to keep on moving on. We get into Melissa's pink party, which I thought, this is going to be great. I thought the party looked amazing. And I love that they have a total event planned. And she said, she made it clear, even when Teresa texted her and said, I want you and Jennifer Aiden to make up. I want to make this right. Melissa was like, that girl is not coming to my house. So nope, she's out. Sorry, Jen, you're not getting a ticket to the Gorga pink party. And they end up sitting down and they're all talking. And when they're talking, Dolores shows up with Frank. Jackie calls out Dolores a little bit, which I can kind of appreciate. And she's like, Dolores, what was the point of you bringing back this conversation to Jennifer Aiden, saying that he shouldn't have stuck his in somebody else unless you were trying to start a problem? She's like, Jackie, I thought it was gross. I thought it was a rude, vulgar comment. And she's like, but you took it out of context. And Dolores was like, no. You're not putting that shit on me. I didn't take anything out of context. I know exactly what you said. Do you think Jackie is trying to reel it back in and try to defend what she said, but really she meant something else? Or do you think, no, Jackie's explaining it exactly how she meant it?
No, I think the comment was taken out of, I don't know if I would say the comment was taken out of context as much as the comment was lacking context, because Jackie was saying that in defense. I love this photo of Jackie that you put up, by the way, with her frizzy hair in the back. Jackie was defending, or not defending, but she was siding with Jennifer. And I think that's the piece that Dolores left out when, she said, when she brought up the comment to Jennifer, that like, she was saying, Jennifer shouldn't be blamed for what her husband did because her husband's the one that did this, right. And then Dolores goes and is like, well, all you said was that her husband did this. But it's like, but you forgot the whole first piece of that comment. So I do think that there is additional context that should have been disclosed to Jennifer before revealing that comment. Right. But I think, as we talked about last week, it was a comment that was not very tasteful. It was very tactless. But I do think Dolores was upset with Jackie based off of the fight that they had in the episode or in the party prior, that I think she was looking to just kind of stir the pot.
I mean, okay. Ebony Dick said Jen gave her husband the business the next morning. Yeah, she did. She's like, you weren't there. You decided to walk away. You left me by myself. I agree. Bill Aiden, you did not show up for your wife, especially when she's out here defending you and your infidelity and she's up against everyone, but you are nowhere to be found because you are embarrassed. Yeah, that wasn't a good look. And then somebody else made a good point in here. Where was it? Jackie knows that out of context. Recall Gia, no pass. Okay, Trudy Ann Barker. All right.
I don't understand that comment because Jackie also, like, there was context lacking from that situation as well, where the context was that she never accused Gia of doing drugs. She made an like, it was an example that she was trying to, it was, analogy. That's the word that I'm looking for. She used an analogy. So when you take the analogy piece out of it, it does sound like an accusation. But when you add the context of it being an analogy, then, it makes more sense.
Okay. Now, I did want to ask you too, because we see where Louis and Teresa arrive and they start talking to Joe Gorga. Joe's making them some espressos and he's, they said that we had breakfast with Bill and Jen this morning. And he said, oh yeah, how'd that go? And Louis tried defending Jen, saying, I think that she's really sorry. And he's like, I think that she's evil. I think that she's evil. I think that she called me a crook. I think that I can't believe you as my sister would even hang out with somebody like that. And she's like, Joe, I can't believe you'd hang out with Margaret. And it's like, wait a minute. He's like, what did Margaret do to you? Well, she brought up the video and he's like, listen, we have to talk about the video. That's what he's trying to say without breaking the fourth wall. We have to talk about the video. The video's out there. We're filming a reality TV show. It's not the same thing as calling somebody and their businesses crooked as hell. And then Teresa gets upset and she starts crying and she's like, I don't want to fight with my family. But you see Tracy step in and she's like, well, Teresa, what if I sat there and I called Louis a little bitch girl? How would you feel about it? You would want Melissa and Joe to stop talking to me. And she's like, no, I wouldn't. I'd be like, okay, he's my little bitch girl. And I was like, no, Teresa, that is not how you would react at all. Ever.
She would have flipped a table on somebody if they called Louis that. She's already flipping out about the fact that Margaret has brought up a video that exists on the internet that people are already talking about. Like, I would understand, when they're like, let's not address things on camera. I would understand if it were a rumor that they didn't want to address on camera, because when you give the rumor life, then, it becomes more than just a rumor, which is kind of Jackie's position last season about Evan, was like, this isn't true, that you're giving it life and now my husband looks like a cheater, even though he's not. Now, the video itself, though, exists. It's real. Louis in it. Louis is saying these things. He's behaving this way. Like, it's very real. It's a very concrete piece of evidence that shows that this actually did happen. And it's not just a rumor. That I think Margaret did a good job of just being like, look, it's out there. Let's address it. That way, we can move on from it and he can, have his opportunity to say his piece. Now, when it comes to Jennifer calling Joe Gorga a little bitch girl, that, like, come on, that's your brother. You would be upset if you get upset when he says that he's mad at Joe Giudice and that becomes a whole big thing and you jump down his throat because that's your daughter's father, that it's like, she picks and chooses when she wants to be loyal to her family.
I agree. I'm going to bring up another comment from Georgia, Carolina. But before I do, this is what I wanted to ask you. Donna Turner said Tracy is trying a little too hard. What is your opinion on that?
I don't think Tracy's trying too hard. I think Tracy's in the mix of it. She's clearly filming as a full-time housewife, but what we're not getting is all the other scenes that she's in, because she was demoted to just a friend of. All we get are the edited versions of her kind of sticking her finger in it without all the additional scenes that I'm sure she's filmed. That I'm sure if we had more of those scenes, we would see her more involved in these women's lives. Whereas right now, as just a friend of, you see her kind of being the Brandi Glanville or the Kim D that's just in the pot. So I don't think it's fair edit for Tracy. I think she filmed as a full-time housewife. She's not, part-time credit. Not getting full-time credit, sorry.
And Georgia Carolina said these women pretty much all work on double standards. Nothing is wrong until it hits them directly or one of their alliances. I mean, friends. I mean, I agree with that. I think that it is a lot of double standards going on. I think especially with Teresa, I feel like, you know, I mean, I don't disagree.
Yeah, no.
I'm trying to think if I could think of anyone who really, no, there's really double standards all across the board.
I mean, I think Teresa has the most. Teresa and Melissa and Jennifer, I think, are the three with the biggest double standards. I think Dolores kind of lives in a world of delusion sometimes, but it's all out of blind loyalty. That's one thing you got to give Dolores, is she is very loyal. When she chooses a good friend, she's loyal to the end, you know? Whereas it's like Teresa could literally, you know, throw somebody out a window and Dolores can witness it. And then when she's questioned afterwards, she'd be like, I didn't see it. I don't know. Maybe she slipped out of the window. I did not see it. And you can have footage of Dolores looking, and Dolores could be like, I was looking at the sky up there. I was looking at the ceiling. I was looking at the window, not the fact that this woman was being thrown out of the window. I was looking at the window.
Okay. All right. Well, we know next week that more is going to come out about Louis and the situation. Margaret Josephs is going to bring it up that Louis allegedly put his hands on his ex in front of her kids. That's going to come out. We see the Gorgas building their brand new house. And then we see where Bill Aiden gets confronted by the house husbands. And Jackie's husband ends up telling him to go take a walk. We don't really need him to be there. None of these situations look like they're going to end up well. Do you have an opinion? Are you excited about next week's episode? I'm kind of cringing. Like, I feel like Louis is about to get reamed through this season.
Listen, I think had he addressed a lot of this at the very beginning, and had he kind of had a little more openness and willingness, because you can see even, you know, in the scene where they're on Jennifer's deck in the back, you can see like he's very condescending to Margaret, because the narrative is that he believes that they're talking crap about him behind his back. And that's not the case. Yeah, I mean, next week didn't seem as like feisty as we've gotten these past couple of episodes with all like the fights, but it definitely seems like the men are getting into it with, you know, Bill. They're calling him out for Jennifer, which I think, you know, Bill's in a really tough position himself because he wants to defend his wife, but he also knows his wife isn't very defendable. And at the same time, he's also kind of in the hot seat because he is, you know, his cheating has now been exposed. So I think he's in a really interesting place. Margaret's now starting to really get messy. I think we're going to see a very messy Margaret this season, but I am kind of here for it.
And we're going to get the table flip 2.0 in Nashville. Okay. Oof. Well, with that, guys, I'm curious in the live chat, comment and let us know what you're looking forward to most in next week's episode. We're about 50 minutes in, 600 people in the room. Hey, guys, don't forget to smash that like button, show some love. At the beginning of this, once we hit 350, we did make our announcement for our new merch. So I at least want to go back and bring up that announcement. That way we can talk about it really quick in case you guys didn't catch it. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Let me see.
Guys, get your merch. Did anybody buy those last New York VIP tickets?
I mean, I'm sure they're going to be gone by today. Okay. So the merch again, if you guys are interested, you can go to represent.com/store/Zack-Adam, but it's also posted in the description of this video and pinned at the top of the live chat. We have the regular one in case you're not visiting any of the cities, but you still want tour merch, which is amazing. And then we have it in a hoodie, and all the pockets are the same, just to bring you guys back through like a recap. Then we have our Los Angeles version of the shirt where you can see the palm trees in the back and you see that LA is highlighted in the pink, also in a hoodie. Down to Nashville highlighted in the pink with the guitar. The merch, the quality of it is amazing. And then New York, of course, you have the skyline. We're so excited about this. Again, pinned at the top. So go ahead. If you guys want to grab some merch, it's there for you. We're so excited to see you. Like Zach said at the beginning, we sold out of Los Angeles. So there's no more tickets left, unfortunately. But as you know, we get through all of this in the 3 cities, we're fully anticipating coming back and seeing you guys in some more cities. And every single show is going to be completely different. So hopefully you guys get to join us, and the hoodies look amazing. Hey, thank you.
Yay.
Zach, before we go, is
Yeah.
there anything that I'm missing?
No, buy your tickets, guys. SpillingTeaLive.com. And when you buy tickets or you buy merch, like post it on your stories and tag us. We would love to share. We'd love to give you a little shout out for supporting us. Like, we're so grateful and excited that, you know, we get to share this spilling tea journey with you.
Yes, definitely. And if you guys aren't following Zach, then definitely don't sleep on Zach, because the Zach Pack is in the building. Zach, what do you have coming up?
Well, my new wine is coming. So as you know, I have the original 4 designs. I Stole Kim's Goddamn House. Yes, they are very dangerous. Who Gon' Check Me Boo? I'm ready to mention it all. All available at nofilterwine.com. And then we're launching 4 new designs, 4 new can designs just in time for our tour. And we're expanding beyond just the rosé into a white wine as well. So all of that will be available just in time for the tour. But you can go and start stocking up on No Filter Wine at nofilterwine.com. It's 13% alcohol by volume. So like I like to tell people that's 3 Loverboys. So 3 cans of Loverboy or 3 White Claws is equivalent to 1 little can of my wine. So
and take like 10 minutes in between drinking the cans, because like I sat there when I was at Zach's house, I drank 2 just back to back because they were this big. And then I was like, you know what? I'll do another one for the live. And then I had a third and I was like,
I know. You'll be Liddy City. You'll definitely enjoy it. We ship to 48 states. Most states we ship to. Some regulations are a little challenging depending on the state. We don't ship internationally yet. Will you have some at the show in Nashville? So yes, they will be the wines, the rosé and the white wine will be available at the LA show all night. And then they'll be available for VIPs at our pregame in Nashville and New York. Not at the shows, but they'll be available for the VIPs at the pregame. So that's another little incentive to get VIP tickets to Nashville or New York.
Different venues, different rules, guys. Okay. So with that, yes. If you haven't smashed that like button, go ahead and smash it. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. We have another big announcement coming next week, as we always do. So hopefully you guys will be able to join us next week for that. Same time, same place. Wednesday at 12:15 p.m. Eastern to recap the Real Housewives of New Jersey. I have pre-records coming for you guys all day. I feel so bad because my little fur babies need to get out of the house. They're stuck in this apartment, so I'm going to take them to the beach, and then I will continue to come back and do some more pre-records for you guys. Wait, did Zach mention the wine is vegan friendly?
The wine is vegan friendly, the wine is gluten-free, and the wine doesn't have any sugar in it. And it's low sulfite.
Nashville VIP sold out again.
I know, sold out twice. That's why you have to score those last 2 tickets to New York, guys.
Yes, only definitely.
2 VIP tickets left.
All right, guys, go to spillingtealive.com to grab your tickets, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys. Love you. Bye, 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 bye. And I will fulfill all the Cameo orders today.